It's Christmas Eve with wet and windy conditions in San Diego, plus road closures you need to be aware of.
Windy and rainy conditions making it difficult for Christmas Eve travel. We have a look at today's accidents.
Plus, if your plans include the airport, check ahead. Hundreds of flights nationwide are canceled, many at San Diego International.
Thanks to Father Joe's, homeless San Diegans get a hot Christmas Eve meal.
And we're tracking Santa, live updates from his path around the world. News 8 starts right now. The heavy rain went away for the afternoon, and we even saw the sun again, but more wet and windy weather is heading our way this holiday weekend. Good evening, I'm Jesse Pagan, in for Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. We'll have your microclimate forecast in just a few minutes, but first, News 8's Ariana Cohen was at Fashion Valley Mall, where many San Diegans doing the last-minute shopping scramble have to work around a closed road.
Water is still flowing here, and this entrance to Fashion Valley Mall is still closed. It's been a wet and windy holiday in San Diego, causing road closures, and more rain is expected on Christmas Day.
It just never rains in San Diego.
Something we often hear many people say in San Diego, but that is not the case on this Christmas Eve.
I feel like we haven't had that much rain in a while, so it was nice to get some of a downpour.
Overnight showers and windy conditions roared through San Diego County.
Although I felt like this morning it got pretty intense.
Some areas in the mountains saw wind gusts reach speeds of 75 miles per hour. Carlsbad, Poway, Oceanside, El Cajon, and La Mesa all saw over an inch of rain, according to the National Weather Service.
I mean, I guess the only bad part about like rain in this area specifically, like, you know, that road floods, and same thing with like the road over there. So, you know, I guess you take the good with the bad.
This river crossing road was shut down at Camino de la Reina and Avenida del Rio near Fashion Valley Mall. Signs are posted for drivers to take alternate routes. At San Diego Mission Road, crews are unlocking the gates to open it back up. San Diegans need to remain vigilant. On Christmas, the storm is expected to dump 7 inches of rain in the mountains, 6 inches up in the valleys, and up to 3 inches at the coast, according to the National Weather Service. Even more rain is expected next week. Make sure to download the News 8 app and click the Near Me feature. It's located in the bottom right section of the app to upload your photos and videos to share with us. I'm Ariana Cohen for News 8.
It was a very wet start to the day, but luckily showers have been decreasing significantly into the afternoon and evening hours. Now, this is what satellite radar looked like earlier through the AM hours, and you can see how really no spot was spared through Southern California, including here in San Diego, where we saw a pretty hefty line of thunderstorms even come through around the 8 and 9 o'clock hour. That brought a decent amount of precipitation. Watches, warnings, advisories, a lot to light up the screen here. Main thing to note is that while we can definitely say that showers are lightening up, we still have more on the way, so don't really count it out through the rest of your weekend into early next week. Now, if you're planning out that Christmas traveling, keep in mind through the rest of the day, showers are decreasing. We're not ruling out the chance of them, but the next best bet for a widespread system and widespread precipitation through San Diego County is going to come from Saturday night into Sunday. Sunday afternoon, things dry out quite a bit. Temperatures drop quite a bit into Monday and Tuesday, and another chance for rain appears then as well. Coming up, we'll take a look at your 8-day microclimate forecast.
Thanks, Evan. And we also want to see the weather where you live. You can upload photos and videos through the News 8 app. Just click on the Near Me feature. That's on the bottom right of the app to share with us. And you might see your images on our air.
The wet weather caused some major hang-ups this morning, as we've seen, as people hit the road for the holiday weekend.
CHP responded to dozens of wrecks along our roadways, including one in the South Bay that's left a shoulder of the freeway shut down for several days for repairs.
News Other Hope has the latest today's travel rush.
Carlo, Jesse, if it wasn't the rain, it's the wind that's been impacting Christmas Eve road travel. CHP and officers responded to multiple accidents earlier today, and although roads are pretty dry now, we know they won't stay that way come later tonight. We spoke to drivers on their way to see family in San Diego, but got impacted with today's weather.
We saw 2 accidents, both pretty bad. Seemed to be due to the rain and the slickness on the highway.
It was brutal. I was over in Poway, and it was You know, it's Southern California rain. People the drivers scare you a little bit. I saw 2 cars actually, hydroplane right in front of me. It's on Poway Road, and it was a little scary because they're driving a little too fast because they're all trying to get their stuff done today, I think.
Early today at 4 a.m., there was an officer-involved crash at I-905 and Caliente Avenue. A San Diego police officer was responding to a call of a stolen truck when she somehow collided with the back of a semi-truck and her patrol car spun out. But thankfully, the officer and the truck driver were not injured. Also in the South Bay, just before 8 a.m. at I-805 south of Bonita Road, a 41-year-old driver from Mexico lost control of his semi-truck on the slippery roadway. The CHP says the truck tractor jackknifed and slammed into the guardrail and then into the concrete wall. The driver was not hurt, but his fuel tank burst and spilled about 80 to 100 gallons of diesel fuel on the roadway. Traffic was backed up for hours. The right shoulder will remain closed for several days as repairs are done. AAA says for this busy time, it projects 8.8 million people in Southern California to travel 50 miles or more away from home. The majority will be hitting the road and many in rainy conditions this weekend. Despite high gas prices, rainy weather, and the busiest time of the year, drivers we spoke to said they were excited to finally reunite with family they had not seen in a long time due to the pandemic. One man drove from Phoenix to Sorrento Valley to see his 2 daughters and his grandchildren.
We're right now living in South Carolina, so it's harder East Coast to West Coast to be able to be together, so we're looking forward to it very much.
So if you didn't hit the road today, tomorrow on Christmas is expected to be the lightest day of travel because most people are already at their destinations. Meanwhile, Sunday after Christmas is expected to be the busiest day for those hitting the road. So you'll want to pack your patience along with those Christmas gifts. Heather Hope, News 8.
To look at the roads, but if you're traveling by air and still haven't left for the airport tonight, you really need to check the status of your flight ahead of time. We put a link with all the latest delays and cancellations at San Diego International on the help button at CBS8.com.
Now, the Omicron variant is the new Grinch for Christmas for Americans who are traveling this year. As Michael George tells us, Delta and United Airlines have canceled at least 500 flights nationwide because of staffing shortages.
Airports across the U.S. are packed, but not everyone is flying. Delta and United Airlines combined canceled hundreds of holiday weekend flights. Both airlines say they're trying to rebook passengers, including Brenda Womack.
When they came on at 4 a.m. this morning, the lady told me I couldn't get out until 4:59 this afternoon.
Both airlines point to the highly transmissible Omicron variant triggering staff shortages.
Not surprising, they have so much public contact that folks, despite best efforts, are coming down with the virus.
Travelers are also concerned about staying healthy. Shannon Krug is heading to Texas with her 4-year-old Olivia.
We've been very big on masks and stuff. She's too young to get vaccinated.
The TSA expects to screen about 30 million people during this holiday season. That's down about 14 million from the same period prior to the pandemic. Concerned about labor shortages, Delta's CEO asked the CDC to reduce the recommended quarantine time from 10 days to 5 days for employees who are vaccinated. The agency has revised guidelines for healthcare workers to reduce staff shortages.
We're overly exhausted, and it's starting to look like last year.
Hospitalizations are rising at St. Mary Medical Center in California. COVID patient Antoinette Kelly regrets not getting vaccinated.
I can't believe that I didn't get the shot, and I will be getting one. I don't want to do this again.
University of Washington researchers are projecting nearly 3 million Americans could be infected each day by the end of January. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Again, for the latest flight delays and cancellations to and from San Diego International, go to the help button at CBS8.com. Plan ahead.
4 people detectives think might be responsible for several thefts in the county are in jail tonight. San Diego police officers got a call of a burglary at the Target in South Park this morning. Officers got a license plate number which they used to track down a BMW on Delavan Drive. They found several items inside like liquor, snacks, and laundry detergent. The driver of the car had a felony warrant. The group is facing burglary charges and possible conspiracy charges. People on the beach on the Central Coast are being urged to stay out of the water after a bodyboarder was found dead from an apparent shark attack today. It happened in Morro Bay, just west of San Luis Obispo. A surfer spotted the man's body in the water just off the beach late this morning. Officials say the victim was 31 years old, but aren't yet releasing his name. It's the first deadly shark attack in Morro Bay in more than 30 years.
The president and the first lady put the pandemic and politics aside on this Christmas Eve day.
Natalie Brand shows us how the first family brought some holiday cheer to kids at a Washington hospital.
Oh, that is really cool. That's a great idea.
The first couple joined the young patients at Children's National Hospital, admiring their holiday crafts, including the work of a boy named Bo.
We have a son named Bo. We have a grandson named Bo.
The Washington Hospital offers pediatric acute care, and those who couldn't join in person participated on Zoom.
Hi, everybody. Great to see you. Merry Christmas.
The president and first lady read a Christmas story.
It was the night before Christmas.
And chatted with the children about their dreams for the future.
How many of you want to be a doctor?
Gloria does.
How many of you want to be a nurse?
From the hospital, a surprise stop on the way home. The first couple posing for pictures by a Christmas tree where the president shared his holiday message for Americans.
Keep the faith.
Back at the White House, a quick chat with Santa's trackers.
So far, Santa's really moving, man. That sleigh taking over 75,000 gumdrops. That's how heavy it is.
The Biden family will spend Christmas at the White House, along with their newest bundle of joy, first puppy Commander, who showed off his ball handling skills on the South Lawn. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.